feel like a teacher's name. You know what I mean? My real name is Jonathan. That's my government name. I feel like I don't fit like a Jonathan, you know? Because Jonathan's got his shit together. You know, Jonathan has a mortgage, a 2-car garage, a wife, 2 kids named Sterling and Clementine. John rents a 1-bedroom apartment, has 37 houseplants, and a cat that he recently figured out was a boy. Jonathan is an active member of his adult kickball league. John does this, y'all. So, yeah. I think I'm a good teacher, not because of the way I was raised. I don't think my parents taught me shit, not in a real way. Like, they didn't teach me shit about Black history. Anybody know a lot about Black history out there?
Yeah.
Oddly quiet right here. I'm playing. But no, like, I thought Booker T. Washington was a professional wrestler till like 2 years ago. Like, for a while, I thought George Washington Carver invented peanut butter because he knew it would endanger the lives of millions of white children all across America. Because I've never met a black person with a peanut allergy. Have you? I don't know. What's going on? Right here? They didn't teach me shit about sex. I asked my dad one time about sex. He's got 9 kids, y'all. I know he knows something about it. He looked me in my eyes and said, "John, get a vasectomy." I was 12! Sex talk with my mom didn't really go any better either. This is how the sex talk went with my mom. I was like 26, 27. She came to stay with me. She went out to do something, and like all people when they're home alone by themselves, what do? You masturbate. Thank you. It's not a trick question. Yeah, that's what you do. And then she came home and I didn't know. And I was in my room by myself, door locked, doing my thing, candles lit, music pumping. She opened the door, locked eyes with me, said, "John, put your pants on and come help me with the groceries." She shut the door. We never spoke about it again. I didn't teach these people that, though. Guys, these people are working really hard. And I want you guys to be a loving and supportive audience. Can we do that? Awesome, y'all. Coming up, our first comic on the stage, y'all. Give it up for Abigail!
Hi, everybody. My name is Abigail, and you know that person in your life who has changed everything about themselves to fit a partner? I'm exactly like that, but with jobs. I was in the video game industry for about 10 years, and all I did was play video games. It was my only hobby. I was a very cute gamer girl, a very annoyed one, because working in video games is different than just playing them all day, but that's all I did. And now I'm a bookseller at a bookstore, so I read all the time, because now I'm an academic. I haven't played a video game in over a year. Self-improvement. So the thing about video game industry is it actually prepared me for retail very well, because I had to answer a bunch of dumb questions. Gamers have the worst questions, including how do I turn my computer on? Readers, a little easier than that, but there are still some stinkers out there. One day, I was working, and I was over by our blind date with a book. Blind date with a book is take a book, cover it in brown paper, put clues on the front so that way you can't tell what it is, but you have these little clues, and you buy it based on the clues instead of the cover. And there was a guy kind of squinting really hard at one, and I was nearby doing something unrelated, being like, "Please don't talk to me." And he did, though. He was looking at the blind date where the first clue is Holocaust survivors' secret memoir. Show of hands right now, who has clocked that this is the Diary of Anne Frank? Yes, right. Put your hands down. None of you are welcome at my bookstore. Because Anne Frank famously did not survive the Holocaust. It's kind of the main thing we know about her. Additionally, a teenage girl's diary does not a memoir make. Also secret, she was in an attic with like 6 other people. They all saw her writing that. So the only word in that clue that matches is Holocaust. And that affected a lot of people. So of course he goes, "Is this one the Diary of Anne Frank?" And I go, "It's a secret." And I run back to scream into a pillow. Speaking of my rage issues, my husband, who is a saint of a man, an angel on this earth, in fact, he's sitting right here, and he knew my previous joke and raised his hand anyway. That is love. He coined one of my fun rage behaviors as anticipatory anger, which is when I'm mad about something that hasn't happened yet. And sometimes I'm mad about things that are not related at all to what we're doing and also have not happened. So we'll just be sitting, eating dinner, watching TV, and I'll go, "And another thing." And it's been 15 minutes since either of us said anything to each other. And the last time we did it was about salad that he made me. This man does not deserve this, but I do it anyway. Most recently, I need to go to the doctor. I have to go to a lot of doctors. There's a lot wrong with me. And he drives me to every single appointment, angel of a man. And he was asking, "Which doctor are we going to?" And I was like, "Okay, how am I going to explain this well?" It's the one next to the Bird's Cookies where you've never taken me. Which worked. He knew exactly which doctor to take me to. But that was not a great way to try to get rid of that habit. Also, when I told him I was going to tell this joke, he reminded me separately that he took me to that same doctor, and when he picked me up, he had a dozen duck donuts and a coffee for me, and I was so happy that I cried. Well, that's not the example I use. And to wrap up my set before you think there's absolutely nothing redeemable about me, I was talking to my mom recently, who was talking to my cousin. And my cousin was like, "Ugh, I can never pick up hobbies. I always have to be a perfectionist at everything, and there's nothing for me to do, because I can never get into something, because if I'm not immediately perfect at it, I won't do it." My mom, she's like, "What do I do?" Mom's like, "Oh no, I'm exactly the same way. I'm a perfectionist. Everything I do has to be just amazing." But you know, who doesn't give a shit? Whether she's good at anything. And when she is good at stuff, she drops it. Abigail. You should talk to her. All right, thanks everybody. That's my time.
Keep it going for Abigail, y'all. And big ups to Jordan for being a supportive husband, y'all. You guys ready to keep this thing rolling? Coming up next to the stage, we got Ian.
Hey y'all, I'm Ian and I teach 8th grade English, which means I've earned my Wednesday night beer. But yeah, my students have the privilege of calling me Mr. Stark, which is really cool because like Tony Stark and Iron Man, I have the privilege of building the next generation of tools inside of a cave. It's really like, I hate to say it, but it's genuinely a cave sometimes. Like, I walk around the room, you know, "Cam, where do you think this comma goes?" Alright, hey, Ginny, what you got? It's a struggle, but aside from that, you know, they do a lot of like animalistic behaviors. They hoard food. That's all the backpacks are for these days, right? And I have this suspicion that it's for their cave paintings, you know? My walls have these beautiful murals. Taki dust, Cheeto dust, right beside Free Jerry from ISS. there's a happy ending. Jerry is now the assistant baseball coach. So he's teaching the cave kids to hit things with sticks. It all works out, but I try to make it a fun environment. You know, we've got these boring fluorescent lights flickering. So I put up these like light covers, you know, they're nice trees, okay? And we have this gorgeous window. It's a marsh, right? We've got herons, okay? But unfortunately, the children love artificial things, right? Like their entertainment, their snacks, the trees. So I'm watching these herons. The kids are just looking up, right? It's frustrating. We've got these kids who, at least when I look at the back of the talkie bag, I know what's artificial, right? But they're essays. That's the hard thing, right? And I'll tell you now, it's not the vocabulary where you can tell, right? A kid says verbose, okay, whatever. Maybe you used a thesaurus this time, cool. How I actually know? They're polite. I get through the essay, and it says, if you'd like, I could make this longer or shorter, depending then I get to call mom and say thank you for raising such a great kid. And then I get to call the Pentagon and tell them, hey, we've got this prodigy. You need them, right? But the next part about that artificial thing, right? Like, the kids never know really how to take me serious. They start thinking like AI, right? Like, I give them a command, take a seat. And now the desk is in the hallway. I have to be like really specific with what I tell them. So when I teach critical thinking skills, I found the best way is just to lie. They're 14, they're 13. I'm maybe an adult if you'll squint your eyes. So they believe it, right? Like, we've had teachers absent, we've got a lot of turnover, maternity leave. They'll come and they'll be like, oh, Miss Green's out today. Is she gonna be back? What class do you have her? Yeah, she'll be back by then. 2 or 3 kids come up, every single one. Yeah. First class, last class, she'll be back for you. And how I know the critical thinking is working. They're at that lunch table, they've got their evidence, their quotes, they're citing me, having their own little Socratic seminar. Stark said she'd be back now. She'd be back, right? And they figure it out. They do so well, right? So I try to keep thinking of ways that I can lie to them. And it's getting hard. I told them I made up words, right? Like when we're reading, and then they see ostentatious. Yeah, I came up with that one. Yeah, that was me. And then they further the critical thinking. It's crazy, because then I'll actually see them. I'm walking by. For once, it's not the Google Snake game on their laptop, right? They're looking up the history of the word. And then they call me out. Like they're some kind of linguist, right? It's so rewarding, because then, after they've done all that work, you know, I can be like, movie time. And so I turn off my lights, and for a moment, we're civilized people. But then I hear from the next door cave, somebody's beating on the walls. I know we've got another Jerry coming. That's my time thinking, guys.
Doing the Lord's work, raising our next generation. Y'all ready to keep this thing rolling, y'all? Coming up next on stage, we got DC.
Hi everyone, I'm DC. Now the thing is, DC is actually short for my stage name. My actual stage name is Dominic Chase. The reason why I have a stage name is because of 2 reasons. 1, I am an actor. And 2, the second reason why is because my actual name is Jay Lynn Smith. And that's very important to remember, because if you grew up in the 2000s, that is the worst fucking name you could have. And I say that because Will Smith's fucking demon spawn, Jay Lynn Smith, was roaming the streets. So yes, while he got to be with Zach and Cody, I got called the Fat Karate Kid. Yes. Now, I wish I could be a Nepo baby like him, because, you know, being a Nepo baby, you can get away with anything. Like, let's look at Jaden. This man made 5 dog shit movies in a row, dresses like Dracula's sex dungeon, and somehow gets away with it. Yes, I wish I was a Nepo baby, because that would either make me Jaden or Jared Leto. So, let's see, some Jared Leto defenders, all right? Yeah, sorry, didn't know we rocked for him. But yes, no. Being an actor means, you know, 2 very important things. Number 1, I am broke. Number 2, the second important thing to be about being an actor, I am really fucking broke. Please help me. So of course I take a couple other jobs. You know, one of my other jobs was I'm actually a ghost tour guide for haunted bar crawls. Yes. And number 1 rule. Oh, so thank you. Yeah, number 1 rule about being a ghost tour guide: we lie. A lot. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like Tinkerbell. You just gotta leave. Yes, why else would we take you to 4 bars in 90 minutes or less? Yes, no. We take you, and, you know, we get a lot of fun, kind of crazy questions. I'll figure out English at one point, but yes. We get a lot of fun questions, like, of course, your normal, you know, oh my God, did this person actually die here? Or, oh, is this story true? And to which, you know, all the time I have to answer yes. But lately I've been getting asked a couple questions like, oh my God, are you single?
What?
Yeah, that's the phone we get. Not as fun as you think. Yes, are you single? And if you are, can you exercise me in the back parking lot?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's it's fun being a guy, right? But yeah, I think you know, you get a lot of fun, crazy questions, but of course, you know, you got to work for the tips. At the end of the day, it's always about the tips, right? And so I'll never forget, because last week I had this one lady. She looked really familiar. I wasn't sure why she looked familiar. She just did. And so she comes up to me in the tour and gives me one of the biggest tips I've ever seen in my life. She gives me a $100 tip and says, thank you. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. That's so kind. So I try to be cordial. I look back at her and go, okay, so what do you do for a living? And so she looks back at me and goes, oh, you know, stuff on the internet. Now you're probably thinking something real quick. But I will say, you know, being an actor means I also, unless I have a script in my hands, I can't think under pressure. And so, I look back at her and I, like, you know, I try to, you know, figure it out. I'm thinking maybe she's an influencer. I look back at her and, you know, I want to ask this question in the best way I can. So what I mean to say is, oh, okay, so what do you do for work specifically? What came out of me was, internet, what's that? Now, luckily, she was really sweet about it. She looks back and goes, just tells it to me straight, oh, you know, I do adult stuff. I'm a porn star. Yeah. She looks right at me. I look right back at her. And just go, Cassidy? Oh my God, I knew you look familiar. Hey, you don't know me, but you got me through high school. How you been? Rough times. She looks back and goes, your tips are my tips. And I go, except your husband's. Let's have some fun. He was a sweet guy. He was cool. But yeah. No, and then doesn't help. A couple seconds later, I had a preacher come up. He was a preacher. He was really sweet. Come up to me from earlier before the tour. Black preacher. You know, I went to a black church in New Orleans, and we have this phrase that's very important in a lot of black churches. We say, won't he do it? Exactly. That's how I was response. Won't he will? So I decided to check him. I go, hey, won't he do it? And he just smiles, looks at me, hands me my tip, and walks away. I'm like, all right, that's a little odd. I look back after I said, won't he do it? We're down $2. I guess he won't. And then 2 seconds after that, I had this one lady. She was a very interesting lady, probably the problem child of the tour that I had. She comes up, looks at me, and goes, I just want to say you were amazing. You were amazing. Comes up, tries to kiss me. So I weave. After I weave, she goes, I'm going to leave you a great review. What's your name again? And I go, Jaden Smith.
Our very own Nepo baby. Y'all ready to keep this thing going? All right, up next we got Rick.
Rich. If you happen to see me trembling, it's not a medical emergency. This is just the most terrifying thing I've done. But I'm going right through that discomfort, and I'm here mostly thanks to caffeine, nicotine, and complex PTSD. And the CPTSD really isn't the only acronym that's kind of in my life. There's also LGBTQIA+. Sometimes a mouthful. And last year, I added ADHD to my list. And I got myself an official diagnosis as sort of a birthday gift. And the birthday, by the way, was like an absolute milestone for me. And for the first time in my life, I allowed myself to say the F slur without like feeling gross about it. So I'm gonna say it for you tonight, just to let you know that it's okay.
Oh, okay.
50. And I always thought that it would be a really difficult birthday to celebrate, but in the gay community, they consider you dead at 30, so like, just live my life. But the ADHD diagnosis was super helpful because it gave me answers to, common things in childhood that I couldn't understand. Like I had these facial tics growing up. I would look really hard to the left, really hard to the right, just to feel that tension. And I found out that like it was my body trying to regulate my nervous system. And this one other thing that I would do was like open my mouth really, really wide like a snake. And I had these two vicious bullies that would constantly make fun of me, call me crazy, almost to the point of tears. But I was brought up Catholic, so I had to forgive them because they were my parents. So another acronym I learned that is often associated with ADHD is RSD, which stands for Rejection Sensitive Dysphoria. And that's an intense emotional reaction to rejection, whether it's real or perceived. And that's super helpful when you're trying to date. And I learned early on that I had a hard time fitting into other men's boxes. Specifically the body type box, like on the dating profile. Because I'd always struggled with my weight. Like I'd go from here, at one point I was up at 320 pounds, and it's really difficult because they try to put you in one of those boxes. So like if I selected average, you're too chubby. When I got heavier, if I selected chubby, it was you're not chubby enough. There's a box for hairy. If I had a nickel for every hair on my body, I still couldn't buy a candy bar. But like going back to those facial tics, like they prepared me for adult life. Like the eye thing really got my side eye working. And like the thing with the mouth, I'm not immune to a lonely night. And every once in a while, I find myself in a sleazy bar, in a dimly lit corner, sucking on a giant margarita. I know it's depressing. But the one thing that to this day still bothers me about the ADHD is that constant, like that nagging inner monologue that just never turns off. Constantly like describing your day. And like I know that a lot of people refer to that as their narrator. I just call it my mother. But like, even while I've been up here, there's just been a constant stream of things. Like for example, it's gonna be too late to cook when you get home. Why don't you stop and get some fast food? fast food's disgusting. Why don't you make some of that chia seed pudding because you haven't shit in 2 days? Why don't you open one of your apps after the show and see if you can find yourself a giant margarita?
Check him at the bar after the show. Y'all ready to keep this thing rolling? Come on, next we got
Hello. I'm Caroline. I am an only child. I was raised by 2 very liberal parents who encouraged me to explore the world and come to my own conclusions, which means that I am a weirdo. But I'm a self-made one. One of the big benefits to having siblings is that they act as kind of like bumper rails and give you real-time feedback to keep you from veering off into like truly strange territory. I didn't have that. So my fixation on forms was allowed to flourish. I loved forms, like fill-in-the-blank forms. From magazine inserts to Mad Libs to doctor intake forms, if there was a blank, I was gonna fill it. I remember my mom would take me to the grocery store every week, and she allowed me to pick one item. And instead of getting like a fun cereal or maybe some stickers, I went straight to the magazine aisle. Next to the coloring books, there were workbooks, math and language. And I would pick one for something I like to call recreational homework. I would take it home and I would pace myself, just 4 pages a day, otherwise I would blow through the whole thing in an afternoon. And it wasn't just filling out forms, I like to make my own. One of my first forms that I made was a sign-in, sign-out sheet at the front door, like a little jailer. Clipboard, there was a space for the time, your name, purpose of visit. I tied a pin to a string, hung it up. My parents refused to participate, which honestly kind of enraged me. I was an angry little bureaucrat. I remember a couple years later, I was assigned my first big chore, laundry, and I was very excited because I was going to make my own dry cleaner shop. Put up a poster with like all of the services I offered and the prices, and made a corresponding form. My mom would drop off her clothes, I'd fill everything out and tear off a little claim ticket at the bottom. My mom always forgot her claim ticket. Joke's on her though, that just triggered the lost claim ticket. I, like most of the people around me, thought that I would grow out of this form obsession, but I have not. I still will take nearly any quiz I come across. What's my risk level for prostate cancer? There's only one way to find out. Aging in general is going differently than I thought it would. I thought like my big problems would be like wrinkles and gray hair and like where to get my fiber. But instead, my biggest concern is rage. Like out of body, blinding, slightly concerning rage. The other weekend, I was at home in my bathroom doing my very extensive neck care routine to prevent acne, which apparently is a thing that I have to do now. I was putting the cap back on my pimple paste, and it fell into the sink, and I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And when it fell into the drain, it was like a switch flipped. I could feel the fury of 1,000 women before me fill my body until I was shaking and bright white and like other. Felt like a were hyena. I wanted to like rip my clothes off and like run into the woods and like scrabble through the dirt and like gnaw the bark off of trees and like smear my face with the blood of my enemies. So I made a doctor's appointment. And I figure I will either be put on a course of hormones or issued a tranquilizer dart that I can self-administer when I feel myself beginning to transform. Until then, I'm relying on my old friend forms to calm me down when I feel those storm clouds building overhead. Last week, I turned to my laptop and searched for a quiz. I found, what golden girl are you? Perfect. I thought maybe I would be like Rose or the angry one. But instead, I got Ricky, the lawn boy with a steroid problem. All right, that's my time. If you have anything about
Let's keep this thing rolling, y'all. Come up next, we got Louie.
I know, daycare let out early. It's great. I'm 16. I'm in high school. I know. I know. It's horrible. It's terrifying. And I'm like at the end of high school. I'm trying to like figure out what it is I'm doing, like for college, for a job, with this hairstyle, all of it. It's terrifying. It feels like me and also everyone I know is having like a collective quarter-life crisis, or midlife if you're an artist. It's horrible. Yeah, but I've been trying to figure out college. And I'm not on dating apps, obviously, but I figure probably someone is. So just in case you've forgotten high school, if you have, don't worry, everything's totally different now. When I go to college, it feels like being on a dating app, okay? Because there are so many great, awesome options out there, but like there's probably a better one if I just like keep looking a little bit. Like all of our standards are through the roof and our expectations are on the floor. We'll see like 4 really good photos online. We get super disappointed when we make the effort to actually see it in person. And we'll put all this effort into trying to make ourselves seem way more appealing than we are, just to find out that we are not going to have a future. Yeah, there's even an app, there is, where you can like swipe left or right on colleges like a dating app. It's worrying. It's getting really weird. The name of the app is Big Future School. That's it. That's the name. Big Future School. And some of you are on dating apps, so I'm sure you know. They don't guarantee it's gonna be big, and so I took my SATs recently, and I need to say this nicely because my grandma is in the audience. But if trying to go to college is like dating, the SATs are the hired escort you took to your cousin's wedding. Because you spent way too much. It's not gonna end the way you want. It doesn't really mean anything. And everyone's laughing at you behind your back for trying so hard. That might be a me problem. I try way too hard at everything. I'm a huge nerd. I always have been. I went to science summer camp when I was 10, only sleepaway camp I ever went to. It was on a college campus like 5 hours away. My mom drove me up there, and like right as we were turning onto the campus, I see this billboard. And obviously I remember every single thing that ever happened when I was 10. So I can testify that in my perfect, crisp, clear 10-year-old memory, this billboard said, "Escaped serial killer. Have you seen this man? Call this number." Then my mother dropped me off at summer camp 5 hours away and drove home. And I spent 6 days with no human I had ever met before in my entire life. It was fun though. I'm glad I went. It was a great experience. We went to like little science classes and stuff. And then we would have like an activity in the evening in this big auditorium. And like the second or third night, we're doing our activity. All the lights go out.
Oh.
The counselors tell us to like be very quiet, line up by our like dorms, and just stay where we are. And I'm a 4th grader. I know what a lockdown looks like. I know exactly what's going on. I've been studying very hard at this science summer camp. My time has come. So they're like, okay, be quiet, be calm, stay in place. I sprint up to my counselor. I'm like, hey, what's going on? The trustworthy face of someone who's read every Percy Jackson book twice. And they're like, don't worry, the power went out. Please just be quiet. And I'm like, gotcha. I couldn't wait when I was 10. Gotcha. But I stay prepared all night. I have my Chronicles of Narnia, like, armed and ready, hardcover book. I'm prepared. And the lights came back on around 10. I'm still alive, so I'm sure you probably guessed it was a power outage. I don't know how I would have known that, but it's good to know that I have it in me if I need my survival instincts.
Keep it going for Louie. Great. Hell yeah. Y'all ready to get this thing rolling? Coming up next, we got Simon. All right, thank you. I love unearned applause. It makes me feel just like any other man. Hi, I'm Simon. I've been smoking for 40 years, apparently. Lots of books over there. So, yeah, I'm just really excited to be out though. I work from home, which is great because I have a background in being homeschooled, so kind of natural next step. But what I do is I work for a media company, which is what a TV station calls themselves when they're just trying to hide their age. Yeah, it's just like Botox, hair dye. We still know you're a zombie. I'm a video editor, I work in TV, and I get to be a part of everybody's favorite part of television, the commercials for local news stations. Yeah. So you're just sitting there minding your own business, watching The Price is Right, and here I come with the worst thing that happened that day near you. And it's great because the attention economy is so incredibly intense, so you're constantly screaming amongst a bunch of other ads just demanding your attention. Like, look at me, buy me. And I'm here also trying to hey, look at me, to watch a show so you can watch more ads. So the guy who makes this can have money to buy things that he saw in ads. It's a great system. Love it here. But yeah, working in news, you see a lot of things, and I get to promote those stories that matter, real journalists talking to real people about things that really happened to them. But unfortunately, for a lot of the time, it's people having the worst day of their lives. Sometimes the world is completely changed. Mother will come in, her kid is OD'd, and you're trying to raise awareness of just how accessible these things are and how we can to save a future life, just one more life. If we could save just one, it would make all the difference in the world. And you're just sitting here, just watching these interviews and just hearing just emerges in tears. Just I walk in and there she was, not moving, and just Or the dad, if if the dad's crying, he's serious. And so he's just someone's gotta do something. Denzel over here. But I'm just sitting here watching these stories and hearing these sound bites and just going over and over, just hearing it over and over, just different camera angles and just really just taking it all in and just thinking, could any of you cry faster? I only have so much time. And kind of doing that in bulk in mass for, I've been doing this for 10 years now, it's crazy. It's just really wild to see
kind of like how that can affect you, just like seeing and hearing all these heavy stories can affect your mental health. But fortunately, like you said, I don't struggle with mental health. Comes naturally to me. Yes, fears, thank you. But again, anxiety, depression, that's one two combo. We're finding maybe hints of ADHD under there, so I'm on my way to being a triple threat. That's myself and others. We're just, it does give me a lot to think about, especially now as a dad. He's asleep right now. It's great. He lives where I work, which is at home. But I might constantly think about like what I want to pass along to him, and I think about like how I grew up, and like I grew up in the church, and that's a big part of my life, and as like someone who's born again. Let me clarify. I'm born again, like I stopped going to church as an adult, and I'm trying to figure out myself as a person. Grew up in the church, and I was black the whole time, and so like. Those stories of like justice, sacrifice, they were real, they were tangible. So like I'm constantly thinking like what I want to pass along to him. Like I don't want to like grow up having a childhood like crucifixion coloring books. I think that's but I do also want to like leave room for him to like kind of like figure himself on it and have his own get beliefs that he can hold on to growing up. But he's 6, and I think I already fucked that up. Hear me out, because like I don't know how, but this little young prince, this black prince from Black Queen, he loves cops. I don't know. People that are just trying to do good, and like I've seen stuff. Sometimes it's great. Like I tell stories like, today a hero comes. I think it's my time. But one more thing, because Simon says. Trying to think, my kid, he loves cops, and I think that's kind of my bad. I should have done more, like, just little stories, like, playing games that they do, like, cows go. Ducks go. Pigs go. Stop resisting!
To my soul, y'all, I was raised by a New York City police officer. Every time I got spanked, I was like, police brutality. Y'all ready to keep this thing rolling? Coming up next, we got Elizabeth.
What's up, y'all? My name is Elizabeth, and I'm not actually from here. I live here now, but I'm actually from Kentucky, a little place called Bowling Green. And we're actually known for a few things. We are the only place in the entire world that makes Corvettes. And we are also the exact location where Rand Paul got his shit rocked by his neighbor. So, there's an industry, my people. No, but it was lovely. I'm also the youngest of 4 girls. There we go. Which was a really fun way to grow up. It gave a lot of people the confidence to come up to me and go, "Oh, your dad must have been really disappointed when you came out." No, I know. I'm just like, it's so rude, it's so reductive, it's so untrue. I disappointed him much later. So yeah, but I actually really did. I loved it. Everybody was talk to me, they're like, oh, Raising 4 Girls is like the vagina monologues. It was like the vagina monologues. No. It was like a gender-bent Lord of the Flies, and I was Piggy. But I really did. I love being raised with 4 girls. I think probably because my family is very matriarchal. Majority rules.
Yeah.
But really, actually, my grandfather died in Vietnam, and my grandmother never remarried, so she raised my aunt and mom on her own her entire life. And in our own families, the mom is primary parent. I was also raised pretty religiously, so they didn't share my lust for girl power. But no, it's fine. When I turned 11 and they told me to stop talking, we all got along a lot better. And some people have, qualms and things have stuck with them from growing up religious. I don't think it affected me. I do end all my wishes, and in Jesus' name, amen. And I don't fly, because I read the Tower of Babel, and we're not supposed to be up that high. And I guess if you're splitting hairs, I did get married at 25 to a man I met off Tinder after 4 months of dating. Which I'm not saying you can totally blame on religion, but you don't do something like that without a wish and a prayer, okay? No, but it's pretty amazing. My husband is, oh my gosh, he is, yes, so kind. He is so smart. He is so giving. As far as I know, I just met him. It seriously has been great, and truly, if anybody got the short end of the stick, it was my poor husband. Because I describe myself as somebody whose personality was incredibly informed by the safety videos your guidance counselor shows you in elementary school. Meaning, I don't really know what property taxes are, but I do know the position you're supposed to assume when you're approached by an unknown dog. Fists over the ears. And I don't know what to tell you guys. I just got a lot of safety tips on how to say no to kids with cigarettes. That's all I have. And it's frustrating because I think people are noticing. I think they could smell it on me. How people have resting bitch face? Apparently I have something called resting help me face. Because, and I'm not kidding you guys, this does really happen to me all the time, 100% true. I will be walking down the street in what I feel is a direct and assertive manner. Half the time I know where I'm going. And people just stop me. Are you okay? I thought so. These people are doing numbers on my confidence. I'm just like, who are you? What do you know? Did you talk to my sisters? No, and it's why I'm so lucky that me and my husband found each other, because, oh my gosh, being with him is like when a colorblind person gets those glasses for the first time. Yeah. I'm just like, is this what life is like? With health insurance? Bills on auto pay? And I am Elizabeth.
Keep it going for Elizabeth, y'all. All right, y'all. We only got one last performer for the night. So let's keep this thing going. Keep the energy up, y'all. Give it up for us, y'all. It's Cecilia.
Hello, beautiful people. How are you? My name is Cecilia. I use they, she pronouns, and if you can't tell by the everything about me, I'm a filthy flaming queer. And if you can tell by the everything about me, congrats on really leaning into those stereotypes and being on the wrong side of history. I do love being queer. I do think it makes me like, what's the word, like, better than the rest of you. But you know, it's not all cracked up to be. Like, it's not like I came out of the closet and all of a sudden got like really good gaydar, or like a really fat ass, or like really good at the choreography to Lady Gaga's Born This Way. You know, I faced my own like trials and tribulations. Like the other day, my car broke down, and I didn't know what the fuck to do because, obviously. So I had to call one of my friends to help me out. But unfortunately for me, all of my friends are also fags. So a a friend came to help me, but we ended up just kind of sitting in my car, just like staring at each other, like two unbeknownst bottoms waiting on one of the persons to just whip out. And then my friend says the last thing I want to hear, which is, I think it's time to call your father. So fast forward, I'm terrified because I'm standing on the side of a very busy highway. My friend is terrified because they keep forgetting to detonate me in front of my dad. And my dad is on the phone being just as truly unhelpful as I fully expected him to be. On FaceTime complaining like, son, why don't you have a flashlight? Every man should have a flashlight. And it's like, yeah, exactly. Like, girl, and 1 + 1 is always 2, and Johnny has 2 apples and no flashlight. Perhaps it is time to consider that Johnny just wants to be Janae. Thankfully, my friend is transferring the other direction, so they did have one. You know, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Even like dating and relationships can be really hard and weird and confusing. You know, like, a lot of queer people, we experience this thing that's called queer temporality, which basically means that the timelines of our lives don't always match up to the timelines of our straight peers. So, you know, I'll be scrolling through Instagram and I'll see the people that I went to high school with getting engaged and getting married and having kids. And meanwhile, I'm 26, but I just came out like 5 years ago. So for me, boys really just stopped having cooties. Thanks to medical advancements in HIV/AIDS prevention. And it's also not like I could just walk up to a guy and start flirting. We remember Matthew Shepard. He was brutally beaten, murdered, just for being gay. And he was white. And a twink. In Wyoming. We're in the Bible Belt. If my big black tranny ass sees a guy from across the room and so much as get an eyelash stuck in my eye and he thinks I'm winking at him, things can go left very quick. Sorry. Things go all right very quickly. It's hard out here for a pimp. However,
You're trying to get a honey butter friend.
but you know, again, I'm 26. As a member of Generation Z, I am, you know, naturally very innovative. So I found a bit of a workaround. Okay, to understand this, you have to understand. Gay guys, we don't really have dating apps. We have hookup apps. Because apparently all of us are like, como se dice, sex-craved sexual deviants. The difference, Tinder, dating app. Tinder, you see a profile, you see a picture and a name and a bio. Tell me about yourself. And if you like them, you swipe right. They're an uggo, you swipe left. Grindr, hookup app. You don't see one profile on Grindr. You instead see a grid of all of the other sexual deviants in your area. And you rarely get faces or even names for reasons of see previous Matthew Shepard joke. And if you get a bio, it'll most likely say something like, I emoji, the number 4 eggplant emoji. And unlike Tinder, which shows you distance by mile, Grindr shows you distance by foot. Yeah, it's wild. I think it's for the purpose of like, if a guy is staring at you at Planet Fitness, you can know if he wants you to fix your form or like fix your form. I assume I don't go to the gym, I'm on Ozempic. There's also a joke somewhere in there about gay guys and foot fetishes, but I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna leave it on you, so be a good ally and do the labor yourself. Again, shows you distance by foot. So whenever I am out and I see a guy that I might be interested in, I will take out my phone and I'll pull up Grindr and I'll click on the nearest sexual deviant and I will see if the profile that I'm looking at matches the person that I'm looking at. But again, there aren't a lot of faces or names, so there's not a lot of ways for me to confirm that the person I'm looking at is the person I'm looking at. So then I'll just kind of like move around and like constantly hit refresh and see if the distance between me and the profile changes relative to the distance between me and the target, person I'm interested in. And I feel like there's probably like some judgment in the room, like, you know, like, That's weird, that's crazy, that's stalking, that's a felony in certain states. But I also feel like you very likely didn't judge your best friend when she insta-stalked the man that would eventually become her baby daddy and is now paying for child support. So basically what I'm saying is don't be homophobic. And if you see me in Walmart, hunched over my phone, walking around like I'm Scooby fucking Doo, if you're not a clue to a mystery, like Raggy Rowerbottom, mind your fucking business. Oh my god, wait, guys. I guess I did get really good gaydar. Cecilia, you did great, thank you.
Give it up for Cecilia! And keep it going, every single person that we saw. Come on, I'll say, Abigail, Ian, DC, Rich, Caroline, Lily, Simon, Elizabeth. Give it up for Cecilia! These guys worked so hard the last 8 weeks. I'm so proud of them all. So yeah, guys, we do classes all the time. Stand-up classes, improv classes, shows every Friday and Saturday nights. Come check us out, y'all. But give it up for these guys one more time. Let's pose for a picture, y'all. Thank you guys so much!